Hey, Read Through the Word. Today is May 23rd. Today's lesson is called There Is None Like You. I feel like when we look at the kingdom of Israel at any point in their history, whether it was the United Kingdom period right here or, spoiler, the divided kingdom later, this moment right here is where everything I said the other day about Solomon, this is where we're like, oh, this is going to be great. It's like if we didn't know how the rest of the book ended, we would go, oh, this is going to be fantastic. This is going to be wonderful. This guy gets it. He understands that we're not having any problems. Okay, so I love this in it's in 1 Kings and 2 Chronicles, both record this. So when you look at Solomon's prayer of dedication, read both of those accounts and look at that. It says this, and then Solomon stood before the altar of the Lord in front of the entire community of Israel. He lifted his hands towards heaven and he prayed. O Lord, God of Israel, there is no God like you in all of heaven above or on earth below. You keep your covenant and show unfailing love to all who walk before you in wholehearted devotion. You have kept your promise to your servant David, my father. You made that promise with your own mouth, and with your own hands you have fulfilled it today. So the promise of the temple, and here we are, and Solomon's praying, and he understands, and he says, Yahweh, capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D, Jehovah. There is no one like you. There is no God like you. We will later it won't be that long where we will see Elijah say this very thing. There is one Elohim, and Yahweh is his name. This is what does Solomon mean? This is what makes Israel the people, the place that they are in their position for their purpose is this truth. There is no God like Jehovah. There is one God, and Yahweh is his name. There is no one like him. And what is Solomon saying? And I think there's so much truth for us today with this, because it's the same God. And there is no one like him. And just if Solomon could have stayed in this moment and seen that and kept this at the forefront of his mind, that there is no one like you, God. There is no one like you. There is only one God, and Yahweh is his name. There is no God but Jehovah. That's it. Everything else is honestly, everything else is demonic. Any other little g God. And Solomon understood it at this moment, which the irony of it is all the other little g gods that are going to take him away. That are going to take him away of this truth that he is announcing and he is saying. And he even, basically, if you look at his prayer, it reads like an imprecatory psalm. If we do not stay true to you, may you do this to us, God. That's exactly what God will do. But Solomon is highlighting the covenant that God has established with Israel. God, you made this day happen by your own hand. You have done it. Because what makes God different? I tell my students every day that I am preparing them for gospel conversations. And that their gospel conversations are not going to be More than likely, unless God has called one of them to be the next Billy Graham, which I pray would happen. I'm not preparing them for standing before thousands or hundreds of people. I'm preparing them on one-on-one conversations with people that often begin with, "It's a beautiful day today." "Oh, yes, it is." "Here's your opportunity." "God gave us a wonderful day." "Yes, He did." "Oh, you believe in God?" "I believe in God." "Tell me about your God. Who is your God?" That's exactly what Solomon's doing here. And I would say we need to be prepared. And we need to live with the truth that there is one God. There is only one God. And no one else is worthy of His praise. His praise doesn't go to anyone else but Him. There will be a day that every knee will bow and every heart will confess, every mouth will confess. Every mouth, not every heart. They're going to say there is one God. And it should bother us that there are people proclaiming praise and exalting the demonic, claiming the name of the one true God. And this is what Solomon says, that this is how God is so different. The little g gods of the surrounding nations were often tied to specific places, to natural forces, or limited domains, like the God of this ocean, of this one little tiny ocean, this God of this town, the God of the dirt, the God of corn, the God of Jehovah had chosen Israel as His special people, and He entered into a binding agreement with them. This covenant involved God's promises of blessing and protection and Israel's devotion and obedience. God is different. The God of the Bible is different from all others. There is none like Him. God's faithfulness distinguishes Him from the little g God, the deities, whose promises were often unreliable or tied to fickle human actions. Solomon even acknowledges that the temple cannot fully contain God. In 1 Kings 8:27, he says this, "But will God really live on earth? Why, even the highest heavens cannot contain you. How much less is the temple I have built?" He knows it can't contain God. God is transcendent and not like the idols that are just little physical objects. Unlike the passive and detached gods of other nations, Jehovah had actively intervened in Israel's history. Actively intervened on their behalf. And this temple is a physical reminder of God's mighty acts. Solomon's prayer is the centerpiece of the dedication. When you read it, it's one of those I would love to see if God has whole movies of the Bible where I could see it and what it's like when the fire falls. But what we see in this prayer of Solomon, as he says, there is none like you. There is no one. You are the one true God. There is no one like you. Solomon recounts God's faithfulness. God, you made this promise and you made this happen. He acknowledges Israel's sinfulness. We have fallen. We have not done what we were supposed to do. Help us to do what we're supposed to do. Solomon petitions for God's continued presence. Do not leave us. Stay in our midst. We've given you a house. It can't contain you. But here you are in our midst. Solomon petitions for God's continued forgiveness. Solomon petitions for God's continued blessing on his people. Because there is no God like Jehovah. There is no God like Yahweh. There is no God like God of the Bible. There is no one like him. And that is something we need to remember today as we look at false religions who take the truth of God and give it just a little twist where it's no longer true anymore. That is not God. There is no God like him. We'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.